Hey, we're back.
Hi everybody.
Right on. Welcome. So, in this video, we would like to dive right into the idea of making your memory remarkable using medicinal mushrooms. Now, there are many different herbs, not to mention so many different techniques to helping build one's memory, but we wanted to make a medicinal mushroom focus about this one here. And of course, because we're just stoked and inspired about mushrooms right now. We're just launching the Medicinal Mushroom Symposium, and you were just chatting with someone. Did they come in the store, or how did this conversation take place?
Yeah, so today someone came to the shop looking for help with their memory. So they were asking for herbs for studying. They have an exam coming up, and they want to know what are the best herbs there are to boost memory and enhance focus, concentration, and alertness. And the medicinal mushrooms definitely are part of that conversation. It's pretty neat. Rejuvenating your brain naturally is...
Yeah, this is our friend Robert Rogers, who's going to be a featured presenter at the Mushroom Symposium. He's based out of Edmonton. Prolific writer. I mean, he's got more than 50 books. This book, one of his more recent ones, has over 1,000 scientific references in it. Just that book. It's incredible. So we're drawing a lot of inspiration from him and that book specifically for kind of brain power. And of course, we're going to go beyond. We're going to talk about lion's mane as one of the key mushrooms because it's fantastic when it comes to brain health, nervous system health, mental clarity, focus, all that. But of course, it goes even beyond that. So that's what we're going to dive into right now. Making your memory remarkable with medicinal mushrooms.
Yeah, so the first mushroom that pops up when we want to talk about memory is, of course, the lion's mane. So what makes lion's mane so special? Well, some of the latest research...
And look at that. Just even before we get into that, so there's the doctrine of signatures, right? That idea of, the nervous system stimulates nerve growth factor.
So lion's mane was always treasured by the Japanese and the Chinese. They knew it had a powerful effect to enhance memory. But it's just recently that we've discovered in the lion's mane. So you saw how the lion's mane looks like the nervous system there. Apparently lion's mane contains this compound called nerve growth factors. This is a novel compound, meaning they discovered it in lion's mane. And this nerve growth factor has the power to completely rejuvenate and regenerate the nervous system. So it actually causes the synthesis of the growth of nerve cells. This is very fascinating, and recent research has found lion's mane to be able to actually completely remyelinate the nervous sheaths. So it's proving very effective for any kind of degeneration of the nervous system disorders and thus memory problems.
Yeah, even depression, actually. It's one of the great herbs for that.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% all of the medicinal mushrooms will have that beautiful benefit.
Yeah. Okay, so human clinical trials. Listen to this one here. There was a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial on 50 to 80-year-old men and women with mild cognitive impairment. After 2 weeks of preliminary examination, 30 subjects were randomized. So one group was given 250 milligram tablets containing a 96% air-dried Hericium erinaceus, so that is the Latin name for lion's mane, powder. The other group, a placebo. At weeks 8, 12, and 16, the mushroom group showed significantly higher scores on cognitive functional scale, and the scores increased with time. That's incredible. So at week 8 they started to test them, 12, 16, it kept going up, and then even after 4 weeks of them stopping to take the mushrooms, levels were still there, but it was beginning to decline. So a couple of things we can learn from that is the benefits are going to come for sure, and that it is a cumulative. So the longer you're taking them, the more benefits are just going to build and build and build. And I guess on that flip side, once you stop, then benefits begin to decline. They hang around for a little bit, you know, it'll last, but eventually it'll kind of resort back. So if looking to, you know, build that mental capacity, especially, you know, avoiding what is honestly almost a plague in our society, you know, dementia, various forms of Alzheimer's, etc. This could be a very important ally. We don't have to wait until we're that age. We can start now, and like this person that you talk with, right? It was like, okay, test. I need focus. I need concentration. That lion's mane can be there for you.
Yeah, there's a one more really cool thing about lion's mane that has an effect on the memory, and this is the apparently they've discovered in lion's mane vanilloid compounds. So it's very fascinating. They're aroma compounds similar to what vanilla has, but if it's called a vanilloid, well, what they've realized is a very powerful anti-inflammatory, pain-killing compound in lion's mane, and it actually interacts with the same part of our brain as opium does, with zero of the bad side effects. So lion's mane is something you can totally use as a painkiller and an anti-inflammatory, and that definitely has an effect on boosting I believe our memory as well, when we don't have stress and inflammation bothering us.
Yeah. Okay, so we got some good comments coming through. Hey, Amanda, she says she's stoked for the Medicinal Mushroom Symposium. Yes, so are we. So that's happening March 22nd to 27th, of which Robert Rogers is one of the featured presenters. No doubt lion's mane is going to come up for sure. Jenny, love to add lion's mane cordyceps tincture to every cup of coffee I have. And this is just one of the great secrets you've revealed here, is that, you know, in herbalism there's this saying that compliance is key. So we just talked about one of the key studies here that, you know, if taken on a daily basis, can improve cognitive function. It's like, well, I forgot to take it, or I just, you know, like it's that trouble integrating it in and committing to it. And medicinal mushrooms are amazing in coffee. And I know so many people who, you know, coffee, it's like, you know, it's a must-have every single day. They never go a day without it. So why not add the mushrooms in, right? Boom, just like you're doing. Janique also says, lion's mane in combination with ginkgo are saving my memory and mind since my traumatic brain injury. Wonderful.
Yes.
That's so good to hear. Thank you
know,
for sharing.
it's a subtle feeling when you start taking lion's mane. Like, it's not like caffeine. It's more subtle, and people will often comment that they'll notice when it's missing after they start taking it. They'll start taking it for 3 weeks. They'll run out, and then they'll notice, whoa, I'm actually feeling this brain fog again. But it's subtle what lion's mane does to you that way. And it's, as Malcolm was saying, it's cumulative over time.
Yeah. All right, Jason. So neurological, I mean, though we're talking about memory in the brain, the lion's mane is effective on the whole nervous system, neurological system. So yeah. I would still throw my money down on lion's mane for that.
That's really good. Yeah, it's going to be helpful if you have not tried that.
Yeah, and I'd be curious. So Jason says he's a very superior IQ. I don't doubt that. Brain boost, really? Question mark. Let's see. You give it a try. You let us know if you go to very superior to exceptionally superior.
Okay, Janique, I think this is the book you want to see again. Rejuvenate Your Brain Naturally by Robert Rogers.
Yeah, we got that in store here at Light Cellar. You can also order online, or if you're in the Edmonton area, you can pick it up from him directly. Yeah.
So when we're talking about medicinal mushrooms for memory, though, you cannot stop at lion's mane alone.
No, and maybe just to finish off on lion's mane, because there's that question, well, how much should I take? So in the study that I mentioned, it was 1 gram 3 times a day. That's what those guys were on. So Robert recommends anywhere from 3 to 5 grams of a dried extract. So what that's typically going to look like is about an 1/8 to 1/4 of a teaspoon is 1 gram. So then you can kind of go up from there. And then you can also take it as a tincture, and that would be, kind of 1 squirt.
It is fun to experiment with taking heroic doses, or as they're called around here, Denis doses of mushrooms, but sometimes I do have a whole tablespoon of the mushroom extracts at once.
Yeah, and he's been known to have a whole jar as well at the same time, just to take it to that level.
Party time.
Yeah.
That's the cordyceps. Okay, so here's where we have to continue the conversation with, as far as medicinal mushrooms go. So every single medicinal mushroom counts as an adaptogen. And so an adaptogen is literally a substance that protects the organs of the body from the damaging effects of stress.
Yeah, be it physical, chemical, whatever those influences are. And then also, our response to stress, right? Those elevated hormones and just, internally the chemistry is off. And so it really helps mitigate that stress response, the HPA axis.
So the famous example is reishi mushroom itself reishi mushroom seems to have this incredible affects insomnia and anxiety and memory. So these 3 things go together. When you have anxiety, you're thinking about something that's outside of the moment right now, right? You're like, oh no, what am I gonna do about, I don't know, what am I gonna do about this beautiful woman in my life? I don't know. You're not paying attention to what's going on right in front of you. So yeah, reishi is famous for its ability to quiet the mind. And it's very, very nice to feel that effect. It's like it produces this zen. And when you're not thinking so much, you can actually pay attention to what's happening in front of you. So reishi honestly was one of the herbs that really helped me in university. I was hammering reishi for my final exams, and it did have a terrific memory boosting effect. And then I believe because of the immune building aspects of the reishi, I didn't have any colds or anything. It helped me show up to class every day. You know what I mean? So reishi mushroom is powerful for its ability to help memory and focus and concentration, just like lion's mane. The third mushroom that's famous for boosting memory, of course, is cordyceps.
Right.
And
yeah, so that I'm gonna guess that's do that oxygenation, right?
Yeah,
blood, getting it to the brain.
Exactly. Cordyceps is considered one of the herbs you can take for altitude sickness. So it actually does oxygenate the brain and you'll really feel cordyceps when you're actually doing physical activity outside, because it opens the lungs up so much. Cordyceps is famous due to its ability to increase the lung capacity. So you have this effect of oxygenating the blood, but also you get a whole bunch of energy. Cordyceps is famous for its ability to boost your chi. It's a chi energy tonic. So who doesn't want to take that? Oh wow. But yeah, in a nutshell, anytime you don't have stress is when you can when you're protected from stress, yes, memory gets affected by stress, and that's what you're doing when you're taking the mushrooms. You're just nourishing those glands. Oh well, this is a big topic of conversation. I guess we have an opportunity for you to learn so much more about this coming up. So check it out. Check it out. Malcolm and I are we're bringing you an incredible online event, the Medicinal Mushroom Symposium. 11 of the top experts in the field of medicinal mushrooms. They're going to be streaming live. It's going to be super fun. $97 for the early bird tickets until the 8th of March. So get yourself some. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. May the forest be with you, the fungi.
The fungi be with you. Right on. Yeah, it was awesome hanging out with you guys this afternoon. And okay, a couple more comments, questions. Cindy says, I had a big bag of lion's mane, wasn't sure how to use them. Oh, then they were thrown out on you. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah.
Lion's mane is fascinating because of all the medicinal mushrooms, it's actually considered a gourmet, edible, it's not bitter exactly, but it has this amazing flavor. So I loved adding lion's mane to my soups, my gravy, my rice, add it to your food.
Yeah.
It's a great way to take it.
Plus you can do your own extractions, right? In terms of tinctures, that type of thing as well. So I'll be covering that, how to take your medicinal mushrooms, make them culinary, and how to make medicine, food and medicine out of them. So it's going to be good. Right on. Thanks everyone for all the comments and chatting on here. Jason, psilocybin cultivation is in his future. Nice, mine too. Yeah, I'm gonna get some going. So.
Okay, check it out. Medicinal Mushroom Symposium 2021.
Yeah, happening in March. Cool. Love to see you there. Thanks again. Enjoy your afternoon.